Hey doll, welcome to Wheels Most Wanted. I had a few angry Scots in the comments of my last video correcting the mispronunciation of places and surnames. It was tricky, guys. Some of those words I struggle with Irish places and surnames, yet alone Scottish ones. Sorry. But God help me today because we are in Wales and I have narrowed it down into the top 6 most wanted, interesting cases. And with the last person on this list, there's a car chase. So exciting. Police in Wales are looking for a number of people who are wanted in relation to a series of alleged crimes. Alleged. Officers are asking for members of the public to come forward if they have any information on the whereabouts of these people. Call the police on 101 or you can call Crime Stoppers anonymously. Dean Mays is in his mid-30s. Dean Mays from Abercrave, Poiths. He is wanted in relation to an alleged assault involving a corrosive substance on the 10th of December 2002. However, there is a twist. After the Evening News reported the story, Dean commented on the police's Facebook profile. Well, on their post. They put up a post saying that Dean was wanted. And he commented. Dean said, "Hey, it's me again. Come and investigate the criminal damage and burglary and I will come and see you. I have been telling you this since December. You want me to come in about this poor victim who has been allegedly assaulted whilst in my garage after he kicked the door off. Yet you don't want to arrest him for burglary because poor him, he got hurt. If he wasn't breaking in and trying to steal my stuff, this whole apparent incident would never have happened. Putting out a wanted poster of me, but letting a known violent criminal walk around freely, no wonder nobody has respect for the police anymore." Twist, eh? What a twist. He's ballsy. Now, of course, we don't know the whole story, but I do feel for Dean. He does have a right to protect his property. But just how bad was the acid burning? Did he just burn his arms? Is it just going to be an ugly scar? Or did you throw it in his face? Is this guy blind, Dean? How far did this go? Also, why do you have acid in your garage? I find cases like this so interesting. Anyway, Dean has links to the Poiths area, as well as London, Kent and Hampshire. So this is what he looks like if you see him. Contact your local or national police, or you can anonymously call Crime Stoppers. Leon Wells. Leon Wells is in his early 40s from Aberystwyth in Kerryphilly. Leon has breached his licence conditions following his release from prison on January 28th, 2022. He has now been recalled to prison, but he just hasn't went back. He's out there somewhere. Leon was given 3 years in prison in 2009 for manslaughter after punching Alan Brown, father of 3, in an unprovoked attack outside a pub. Despite best efforts, Mr. Brown never regained consciousness. Since Leon's initial conviction and being in prison, he has become involved in organised crime and has been in and out of court and in and out of jail for years. Isn't that what they say about prison? It's like con college. They go in and they learn how to be better convicts, criminals. In February 2020, Leon forced his way into a woman's house and assaulted her. I'm not sure what kind of assault this was. Then in April 2020, he was sentenced to 4 offences, including assault and criminal damage. Now, I'm not sure why he wasn't in prison at this point, but then in November 2020, found in his Mercedes was an unallowed burner phone. On it, he was using Facebook cryptic messages to cooperate with known criminals. The ex-soldier who served in the Balkans and Sierra Leone is still at large. So, keep your eyes peeled for Leon Wells. Our only woman on today's list, Carly Tuft. Carly Tuft was on Wales's most wanted list, but has been caught recently. Carly vanished. She was on the run for 6 months after being convicted of causing serious bodily harm. What happened? In Newport, Wales, February 2021, 33-year-old Carly was throwing a rager party. The drink was flowing and the coke was snowing when Bianca Beaumont and a friend landed at Carly's flat in the wee hours of the morning. Carly knew the girls, so let them in, where they met Carly's boyfriend, 31-year-old John Jackson, who was staying in the flat at the time. Bianca, isn't she so pretty? Bianca must have been getting to know John and were like chatting and laughing or whatever, when Carly flew into a rage, wrongly accusing the 34-year-old Bianca of flirting with her man. The two women argued, then Carly downed a drink, took a hit and grabbed a kitchen knife. Then, in front of John, slashed Bianca across the face, slashing open her cheek, nose and lip. John then grabbed the knife and instead of helping the poor woman, he threatened Bianca, a single mother, saying, if you tell police that Carly did that to you, if Carly gets locked up or goes to jail, I swear to God, I will slice your kids up worse than you are. You will not have any kids. Dude, what the fuck? So intense, man. Bianca tried to leave the flat as she was obviously in need of hospital treatment. Like, she had to go to the hospital. Carly and John tried to stop Bianca from leaving, telling her that she better tell police that she was slashed in the street by a randomer. Bianca she did get to leave and get treatment, but did tell the police the true story of what happened. The next day, Carly and John acted like nothing had ever happened. They didn't even send Bianca like an apology text or tried to smooth things over, no kind of bribery. They just went to Carly's mum's house and had Sunday dinner. Although Carly Tuft didn't show up to court, she was still convicted of wounding with intent and convicted to 6 years and 6 months in prison. Bitch. John Jackson was convicted of making threats to kill and sentenced to 4 years in prison. But there was no Carly. She had just took off into hiding. And there was a literal manhunt for her. Carly, who was already known to the police for having a violent history, was finally caught in January 2023 and was slapped with 3 extra months on her prison sentence. Bitch. And as for poor Bianca, she is really worried that this is going to be a permanent scar, a permanent disfigurement. Oh girl, I really hope not. Get well soon and look after yourself. Get some bio oil, that's meant to be good. Artan, Palucci and Elden, Elise. Tomas Waga's body was discovered at approximately 11:30 p.m. on January 28th, 2021 in Westville Road, Penlan, Cardiff. 5 men have already been charged in connection with Tomas's death, but these 2 Albanian nationals still remain at large. Artan Palucci and Elden Elise are both wanted on suspicion of murder. South Wales Police have appealed to the Albanian community in the UK and abroad to assist in locating the men. There is a reward of £10,000 to anyone giving information that will lead to their arrests. If you know or have seen these men, you can anonymously contact Crime Stoppers. There's another thing you can look out for. A number of vehicles have been seized, but police are still looking for a silver grey Mercedes C200 Sport with a registration number BK09 or BX. The Mercedes, which has links to the investigation, could contain vital evidence to solving the murder. It was last seen in Cardiff on the day Tomas's body was found. In July 2019, Amrapal Tandy has remained at large after fleeing police on a 13-mile car chase, going 120 miles per hour in a built-up area. A police officer on a motorbike noticed a Citroen C4 tailgating another car. The officer also noticed that the Citroen did not have a front number plate, which is illegal. and overtook in a hatched area. The cop turned on his blue lights and approached the car, which immediately accelerated to 90 miles per hour. As the Citroen approached St. Nicholas, a village with a driving restriction of 30 miles per hour, the Citroen then hit a Volkswagen Fox and sped off. He flew past and sped through the village. The poor Volkswagen was written off. Amrapal then drove through Bonvilston at 70 miles per hour in a 40-mile zone and reached 110 miles per hour on the Cow Bridge bypass. Amrapal then went the wrong way around a roundabout and smashed through traffic cones. Another police officer joined in the chase and tried to use a stinger, whatever that is. I think it's when they do that. But the police couldn't find a suitable place to do it. The Citroen was just going too fast. Amrapal then hit 120 miles per hour as he bombed down the motorway, straddling two lanes and never dropping below 80 miles per hour. Narrowly avoided a collision at another roundabout, then undertook a lorry and sped towards Bridge End town centre. Then the Citroen's offside wheels hit the central reservation, puncturing the tyres. But he kept driving. Driving at 45 miles per hour, he swerved and struggled to maintain control of the car. Finally, an officer was able to pull alongside Amrapal, who then fled the Citroen. Amrapal was found cowering behind a wall, where he was arrested. Pat-down revealed that he had weed on him and a thing to smoke it with. Breathalyzer showed he had been drinking, and his mother was in the passenger seat. Worst son ever. Oh God. What a day. In court, Amrapal's excuse was, "I'm not going to lie, I tried to avoid you because I'm banned." Yes, turns out Amrapal only had a week left on his driving ban. Amrapal was fined and disqualified from driving in 2011, but he didn't learn his lesson. In 2015, he was given penalty points for driving while on his phone. Then in 2017, he was given more penalty points for criminal damage and driving without care. He must have crashed into somebody. Bringing us up to 2019, when he was disqualified from driving for 6 months. Amrapal, 31 years old, pled guilty to the charges. His lawyer argued that Amrapal has severe anxiety and relies on alcohol and cannabis. And that day he acted in a moment of panic. Amrapal, a Freshways milk employee, did not want his license revoked because he was hoping to become the milkman and drive for the company. Be like the fastest milkman. Pew, pew, pew. According to his lawyers, Amrapal is petrified of going to prison, fearful of custody, and will do anything to atone to society, except for drive responsibly. How many chances have you been given? It's the bus for you from now on. Amrapal was given 18 months in prison and then is to be disqualified from driving for 2 years once he's released. After these 2 years, he will have to pass an extended intensive driving course. Although Amrapal Tandi has not shown up to do his time. And he is on the lam somewhere, driving like a maniac. So if you see him, but you probably won't because he'll be driving so fast, contact your local police or Crime Stoppers. Thank you to the Patreons who keep me going. Without your support, I wouldn't be here. There is now a £1 Patreon tier if you would like to access the other videos, the private videos. Private? Oh, not like that. They are for Patreon members only. And you can support the channel, only £1 a month. Subscribe, Slan.